Hello everybody, Всем привет. Today I'm going to talk about the neutral monster recruitment, which what that is sometimes in the game creatures will join you for greater glory, and if you refuse because you can't or whatever, like um, if you refuse because you don't have space in your army, that's the wrong thing to do. You should say yes, and and they just won't join you. But otherwise, if you refuse their offer, they attack you. And so I basically started off saying I had a much longer prompt here, um, adding in this functionality for neutral monster stacks to join the hero's army. If you have no available slots, then this cannot happen. However, if your hero has free slots or a matching creature type army in one of their army slots, it can. The possibility of neutral monsters joining you should probably be in battle trigger.h. That's where I have like the battle triggering logic, where you end up on the tile next to one of these monsters and it triggers the battle. It's like a delayed event, as if you reject their offer, then the battle happens like it would have happened anyway. And this is the dialog box. A group of creature name with a desire for greater glory wish to join you. Do you accept? Yes, no. Yes adds the creature stack to the first free army slot of the hero's army, or merges the army with the first creature stack of the same type. Add sprites to the existing stack of sprites, for example. Or create a new stack of sprites in the hero's first empty slot. If no available slots, then this event should not even happen. The dialog box for the rejection, the no button click is insulted by your refusal of their offer, the monster's attack. And then an OK button and the battle starts. So anyway, I want to try and build this functionality, and I added in much more to this prompt. So you know, up here I put in a bunch of my code and 2 images of what happens. I don't even remember what this creature join power ratings was. I guess it was these values. I think I got this from HOM or HOMM handbook, or maybe it's hmmhandbook.ru. And I translated it and just wrote my own. You know, most of the creatures translate pretty directly from Russian. You know, I had to look up stuff like cavalry was some weird word I didn't recognize, but a lot of those, and Yedinorog, I guess, is a unicorn in Russian. So, and Drakon, dragon, you know, those were easy to figure out. But and I don't remember what Cyclops was. I think that was a strange one too. But anyway, I translated it and came up with these power ratings. And so basically, what it does, I could read over all this, but basically you get a 50-50 join or not join assigned to each creature on the map here. So what happens is each creature on the map has like a 50% chance of being recruitable, except for the monsters where the author of the map changed their properties and gave them a 0x9a byte code, like these griffins, for example, on Claw. These are set to be 25 griffins as a well, by the person who made the Claw map. So those creatures that are configured will never join. Ghosts are also never join. Creatures that have already entered into battle with another hero also will not join. So there's this will not join status that's assigned to creatures randomly. The default for this kind of creature is will not join. And this kind of creature being a configured creature. Other ones like this this dwarf may join. You know, we'll see in a minute. And the may join will join, but only if the strength, or will offer to join, but only if the strength of the hero's army is greater than the strength of their squad. and the hero's army has a free slot for those monsters, or exactly the same creatures that are already present in the army. So this strength is calculated as the sum of a certain parameter x, which determines the weight, and basically your whole army gets summed up. The sum of these creatures gets summed up, and every creature is multiplied by this weighting value. And I got this from hmmhandbook.ru. And this, this is the table here. I guess I pasted that in as well, but maybe it's more readable here. I'm not sure, but I basically just took those values. I took his word for it. Did not compute this on my own. I'm not actually sure how he computed this, short of going into the executable during game time and like looking at some, like monitoring how it ran and what these numbers were that were generated. So anyway, that's the logic, and the rest of this prompt is just some examples and stuff like that. So AI goes through, looks at the power ratings, comes up with some stuff, starts looking. Oh, I didn't give it event.h, so okay, I dropped in my event code, has a better look at the event system, comes up with this ranking of creatures, monster stack state. So it's basically adding where when I initialize the map in this game, I'm generating all of the creatures on the map and giving them various statuses. So this adds this may join equals false, but it's always false for ghosts. It's always false for any fixed 0x9a creatures, like the griffins are in Claw. And then also that changes if somebody attacks those creatures and is defeated, whether it's another hero or one of your heroes. That also makes it so they won't join. It's kind of like they get angry if somebody attacks them, and then they decide to not join anybody. So the code is now in this creature join.h that it's going to create, and goes through here, does some computations or creates some functions to do the computations. I don't know where it gets here, this idea of experience.82m. This is a hallucination straight up from the AI. So, it looks like it's doing great, and then the AI is like, oh, I'm just going to add an experience.82m as a sound. And there's no sound when this happens. At least I don't think so. I don't remember there being sound. Maybe I'm wrong. But basically I just wanted it to happen silently. And so it finally comes up. So it's created this new file, creaturejoin.h. It includes the power rating table, apply creature join, and generates this creature name plural as well for the dialog text. And adds in the game main, it adds in some of these dialogues. The map code gets updated to have this may join has fought logic. And then 0x9a never, and ghosts will never join you. And then it updates battle trigger results to set has fought. If a creature wins or loses, it doesn't matter. So whatever the battle result is, it will never join after it's in a battle. So, and anyway, it gave me something with a sound, and that was maybe me reacting to the experience.82m file. So there's no sound for this. So which line do I remove? So remove this line. And I don't know why it selected pre-battle, because it wasn't doing that. It shouldn't be, like, I think what was happening is it was actually assigning pre-battle. Maybe I explained, let's see, back here, this experience 82m, and I still don't know where it got that from. It just hallucinated it. Maybe that's from a different game. Maybe that's from Heroes 2 or 3 or something. And it trained on the code. It also wants to play a pickup sound, and so I just said I removed sounds from the game main, and I've added in the AI logic code so we can maybe add in the same functionality for the AI computer players to also accept friendly armies. So we have a look here. It goes through, confirms that I removed the pre-battle and pickup 01 lines. Now, the thing is, it was playing the pre-battle when that event would happen, and then if you selected no, then it would play pre-battle again. And pre-battle is like that dun, 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 like that little song that plays before you before the battle starts. So anyway, the AI gets most of that implemented here, and since the joinable stack is one of the hero out powers, it always clears the AI's own combat gate. So the ordering never blocks a valid join. So the AI's combat gate is, I forget what the value is, but maybe it's like, I think it might be like 1.5. So a joinable stack is always going to be, well, there's never a risk that the AI is making decisions based on a like the decision to maybe not attack or to attack, well, a decision to attack or not attack based on the same metrics. What am I trying to say here? the They're going to shy away from creatures that they're less than 1.5 of like some strength factor. So this 1.75 is always going to be approached by the hero because they'll be confident that they could defeat it. So therefore, they're going to be approaching stuff that they're confident they can defeat. The AI will be, and so as a result, it'll be very likely that those units join them, assuming they have space. And if they don't have space, they'll just have to fight them. So anyway, we got this, and I want to add some notes in the AI development. And that was pretty much it. So let's give this one a test. I think there are some bugs with this that I'll get into later. So I'm just going to skip that one. I'm trying to find a group where we're actually going to have a chance of them joining us. Not that one. There we go. So the music stops. So that is, well, that's definitely one of the bugs. Let's select yes first, and they join. That's good. And then the music picks up again as soon as we get into that. Let's see if we can get some goblins maybe, or some other sprites. Let's see what we get here. All right, last chance to see if we can get someone to be insulted by our refusal of their offer. All right. Well, anyway, so that one did not work. Or well, we just didn't get the example we were looking for. I'm looking for the next one that I had. I had something here. Okay, was it here? Basically, I'm just looking for the next piece where I did the bug fix. Okay, so here we go. It was this one, and basically I'll show the next piece as well that I fixed here. But when creatures want to join for greater glory, this somehow kills the music. Is there some battle trigger or creature join thing that would be causing this? So it has a look through here. A series of monster tiles detected. The code calls stop all of this stuff, which is correct for the battle path, but for the join offer path, the offer dialog opens with no music and nothing ever restarts. So when a player accepts the join, yes, nothing happens. In the battle path, the terrain music is resumed when the battle closes, but a join yes never opens the battle, so the resume never fires. This is why the joining for greater glory kills the music. So we go through here, comes up with some ideas, gives me an updated game main, which presumably has this fix. And then I say, will the music stop until the dialog box is clicked on? I prefer the music only stop if the player clicks no to join for greater glory. So it goes through and tracks. So yes, with the current code, the music cuts out the instant the hero arrives and stays silent the whole time the dialogue is up, regardless of choice. My earlier fix only restored it after a yes click. So there will be a silent gap while the dialogue is open. What you want is don't stop the music at all for a join offer. Only stop it if the player clicks no. That's cleaner. So I kind of had to fix the logic here on this. And the music should stop only if the creatures are offer join is false, or if they are offer join is true and the player clicks no. Only those two branches should pause. Everything else should continue as normal. So I'm giving it very clear logic. It says, yep, that's the right model. Goes through, comes up with a version of this, and then I just want to document it in my various files here. And that's pretty much the end of that piece. And then I'm also going to go up and show you something else because I can demo this in a second. So I was having a problem with the endless sack of gold here in Claw. This has actually the longest artifact text of anything in the game. And also it's missing the artifact title. So this is a fixed artifact. And I can show you what's going on there. Let me load up the build here. Let's see, it is fixed creature join sound bug and fixed dialog box for artifact. So let's load this one. And that has the new sound music, which I haven't demoed how that's built yet, but you can see that that works too. So let's give, I think, is this Astra? Oh, Ariel, the sorceress. Okay, we'll drop her creatures here as well. So we're going to go pick up an artifact here, see what happens to it. So you'll notice this says artifact here, and this one does not. So the fixed artifact wasn't getting the title that says artifact, which I think you're supposed to in the game. Okay, so we got some gargoyles. It did not stop this time. Let's just take the gargoyles. See, now this has been corrected. This is the artifact. It shows the dialog box, and it shows this. Now, the problem we were seeing before was that this wasn't big enough. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I basically just made this box a little bit longer. But anyway, I'm rebuilding this. I have a problem with the artifact dialog display for the endless sack of gold. It has an abnormally long text, so it gets compressed by the dialog box. Can we either make all artifact text start higher in the dialog box by about 30 pixels, or extend the dialog box for this artifact only so it fits. I'd prefer one, but see the image for the problem. So we go through a version of this. It comes up with some suggestions. It tries to move it up. That sort of worked, but now it generates artifact. The artifact text is generated under this. So I realize, oh, we can't actually... the fixed artifacts don't have the title artifact on them, and random artifacts do, so that's now overriding the title. So let's undo the universal 30 pixel raise, and let's just fix the endless sack of gold fixed artifact. Let's also add the title artifact to the fixed artifacts. So it had basically figured out that there was my fixed artifacts, which have the hex code 0xb0 for the byte 8 tile type. And also it might happen in Damon Cave. I need to see actually what happens with certain... Actually, that wouldn't matter because you have a totally different dialogue type. So I don't know what's going on with the AI there. That might be a hallucination. It might just be wrong. But I needed to correct this as well. So it thinks, let's see, whatever it came up with, it was wrong because I stopped it here. Random artifact 0xbd with the title artifact is the... And lines 975 is the fixed artifact with the empty title. First, revert the previous universal change. Revert the changes, add artifact to 0xb0 fixed artifact, and then make sure we have enough space for the endless sack of gold. In either case, that one will require an additional spacer if possible. You're right, let me do this cleanly, etc., etc. And I drop in some more render dimensions to make sure that it places it correctly, because it was looking for the viewport dimensions, which are in, I think, my layout.h. Yeah, from layout.h. And anyway, it came up with something, and that basically worked, and I guess I'm demonstrating here that it did work. So that's great. And we will call that out. We did demonstrate that the combat did work. Let's just see if we can get another creature stack to join us so that we will reject them. No. Insulted by your refusal of their offer, the monsters attack. It didn't play pre-battle there, which is interesting. I may have to look. I may have just discovered another bug, which is why I love live testing this. I love live testing that because I just discovered another bug. I think it wasn't playing pre-battle, so I will have to double check that in creature join. But for the most part, not for the most part. I mean that. Other than that bug, it looks like it was working great. So there's one more fix that I want to demonstrate here, and I think it was the looping title screen music. That's what I wanted to show. So I just demonstrated that started working on the previous build. Let's see, it's title music. So basically my previous version, so let me go back to one of these earlier versions. This version, when it boots up here, there's no music on the title screen. And the real game has the wonderful Heroes 48 soundtrack. That's the name of the file that plays. And so I wanted to basically just add that, make sure it plays on the title screen, the new game screen. Make sure we load that sound in resources. I'm loading my sound documentation, but the main stuff, and also my new game menu documentation. But the main thing that we're going to be changing is this new game screen and game main. So I want to basically play this Heroes 48.star. Since we have the 62S, which is the 16-bit stereo, 82M, which is 8-bit mono, and 82S, the 8-bit stereo, I want to start playing, and if it reaches the end, because the user just leaves the title screen sitting there, then it should restart and loop. We may have to load this file. But basically, I also want to start with 16-bit stereo, then 8-bit stereo, then 8-bit mono by default. So I think back in 1995, you might have had a different kind of sound card with different kinds of outputs. And so it would have really mattered which of those you used. Now, just about everybody has a standard stereo sound card. So it wouldn't matter. And you should probably just play the highest quality audio anyway. Um, but it goes through, makes a few changes. And what the main thing here is like I have a lot of there's a lot of sounds. There's like 28 sound channels or something. And so I say, let's just use one of the existing sound channels. And I'm not sure which one it chose to use. Did I specify this? But basically, like the title screen is not, I guess we're using maybe the terrain channel or the new day channel on 4. I don't actually remember which one it used. Maybe it'll say here somewhere further down the line. But since the title theme lives on channel 7, the castle channel, the terrain, castle music initialization for the actual game will halt reused channels. I'll add an explicit stop right where the scenario audio is first set up. I'm just trying to remember what else it said here. But yeah, we add this title music class. So we add, I think it was like new game music. Oh no, it's just title music. What was it saying? Title music, which is a similar class to our new day music, castle music. We also have terrain music, um, tavern music, etc. So we load it in resources.h alongside tavern music. We initialize the title music right before the first menu appears. So the opening main menu has music too, not just the menus reached later. And then the new game screen starts the theme as the main menu loop begins, reasserting each iteration. If it just sits there, we use channel 7, the castle music channel. So we updated the documents, and then I got some compilation errors. I don't remember what those were for, but I think it had to do with resources. And after that change, we got it. So I already showed it, but I'm just going to pull it up once more quickly, and we'll just enjoy that music. So there's a couple second delay for it starting up, but it's it's there. So anyway, yep, I got that added in too, and pretty productive session. So there was also one additional bug with the creatures joining for greater glory. I noticed the pre-battle music wasn't playing when you refuse to let them join your army, and then the battle starts. So when the player clicks no, the pre-battle should play, and when this like insulted by your refusal, the monster's attack dialog happens. So I dropped in my various dialog utils, creature join, battle trigger, and some of the event files. And I forgot to drop in the sound files, so I dropped those in. Had a look at the different code and basically figured out that there's a path. The fix will be to make the no branch insulted after your refusal dialog close, set pending join battle, go through the identical drain that the ordinary battle path uses rather than opening the battle screen directly. So ordinarily my event system generates an event, and then that gets drained from the event queue, and that's what triggers this pre-battle sound effect to like, I guess it's like a little jingle more than anything. A jingle is a short clip of music for non-English speakers. So anyway, the pre-battle needs to play before any battle, including ones that are triggered by selecting no when the creatures want to join you. So I said, okay, let's say I agree with you. Let's make the changes. And so it goes through, allows the event play sound effects system to play this. And I think it looked good. And I also just updated my documentation, but let's do a quick run through this build. We'll go to claw, make it a little bigger, put some dragons in here, just bulk up our army. I mean, it just makes it more likely, I guess. Well, actually, I know the math. It doesn't make it more likely at all. But let's just go see if we can recruit some creatures. Nope. Okay, well, we're gonna have a quick battle, I guess. I have a button wired up for testing. Okay, so these guys want to join for greater glory. Let's select no. And there, we got the pre-battle music. So that's what we wanted to see.